It's time for the big one. It's the Roses Derby. Hit like and subscribe. Let's go marching on together. What's up guys, ChasingLamely here with episode number 9 of Marching On Together, and today we play Manchester United at Old Trafford in one of the biggest rivalries in football, rekindled since Leeds' return to the Premier League. Since we last met, you've missed nothing in terms of fixtures, but oh boy is there some transfer stuff going on, so let's just get you caught up on that very, very quickly, because that's always a good place to start an episode. So, we have brought in possibly a surprise signing, Hugo Lloris on a free transfer. He's come in as a backup keeper because I know I can rely on him. I know he's not got any pace, but we know he's still pretty good. And also he can tutor some young keepers, so he's going to be a good signing to have. He was the first signing I made. I've also brought in a couple of youngsters. I brought in this guy Felipe from Goiás. He cost me 5 million. He's got some decent potential. He's a good looking midfielder. We're going to try and loan him out somewhere and get him some experience. He won't play this season, but he could be a good player for the future, so we've brought him in. Another player I brought in, I took a little bit of a gamble on him. 61,000 for Felix Pederozzi, or Pederzoli. There we go. He doesn't have great potential. He was scouted and had about a 70, I think was the rating he was given. So I'll take a punt. He's only worth 60,000. Don't know what he'll do. Probably nothing but get turned on for a profit, but he might well appear. But that's not the only transfer things going on. I've had so many offers of late. We've hidden all the inactive deals, but we've got Ruben Blanco currently in contract talks with Bologna, and we brought him at the start of the season. They've offered me a deal rising to 11.5 million for him. He's not playing. Hugo Lloris is more than good enough to cover. Felt like smart moves. We've got this guy Ricardo Madeira potentially coming in. He's a right back, 170k. It looks like a decent player from what we can see of him. I had to move quickly because there were a few players a few clubs sniffing around him. We've got Asger Sorensen coming in from Midtjylland, and again, a player I don't know a lot about. He was recommended by the scouts. His scout report was well up there as a 77. But again, a bunch of clubs were sniffing around him, so I thought we'd get in there quick, try and make a deal to bring Sorensen in. However, Diego Llorente, an offer for him rising to 23 million from Chongqing Li Fan in China. And I thought, he's 30 years old. Yes, he does play quite regularly for us. He's quite a regular fixture on our back four, but he is declining. He has been starting to decline. He's 30, not going to get any better. I thought I'd just take the money for him if I can get it. So he may well be on the way out the door. We've also got Jacob Sorensen, another Dane, coming in again. If it'll let me click on his name. Again, highly regarded by our scouts. Stade Rennais are trying to get him at the end of his contract. I'm trying to get him in for this window. He's a Danish international, very versatile. I think he's a good player to have in and around the squad, especially if we're going to lose Llorente. In midfield, again, some more options coming in, like Boza Andrijašević, who is a Croatian under-21 international. Well regarded, again, I had to move quick because there were so many players after him, so we're going to try and bring him in. And we've got Ludovic Reis from Barcelona hopefully coming in on a free at the end of the season. Also highly regarded by the scouts, but apparently, according to his agent at least, which is always a thing to check, he would be good enough to be starting the majority of matches. So it seemed like a good investment to get him in for nothing. We've got Rodrigo potentially heading to Beijing Guan, and it's quite a sizable deal. I mean, we bought him for 27.5 million. This deal is actually for 18.75. It's not quite as good a deal as we bought him in for. We're not going to make a profit on him. But his contract runs at the end of the season. He's 32. He's not been scoring prolifically. I just thought we'd probably try and cash in, make that bit of cash back. Sergio Cordova on his way to Coventry for a deal that could rise to 500,000. Again, his contract's up at the end of the year. I didn't really see him playing much for us, so I thought I'd just cut our losses, really. He came in for 1.2. He's going for a third of the fee, but he's never really done anything for Leeds. So apart from his pace, I didn't see a reason to keep him around, and that's kind of what's going on. So we've got a potential coming in of 40 odd million, which is going to be really useful for me to spend to strengthen the squad, because I'm going to need some strikers, essentially. Anyway, let's go play Man United, shall we? So our starting line today is going to be Bilo in goal, Jedvaj, Koch, Llorente and Ferber at the back, Buendia, Suarez, Rodrigo and Ruan in midfield, with Jones and Gelhardt starting up top. I thought Rodrigo might be a slightly better option in midfield. That was kind of my thinking. I know Curtis Jones not a lot between them, but I thought Jones might be more effective up top against United. We've got Salter, Sirachi, Persin, Kovnacki, Drama, Rafinha and Shackleton on the bench. Sirachi moves to the bench because he was just dire in the last game. I thought it was time to just give him a rest, I guess. In terms of players missing, though, this is where we're really struggling with things here, because Oliver Skipp is out for another couple of weeks. We've got Calvin Phillips out for another 5 days. We've got Jankto as well out for another 2 days. It's been a bit kind of hit and miss with players in, out, missing. We had a few players out with a cold in midweek as well. It was a bit weird. So that was why that has happened. But let's go play United and let's see if we can maybe get ourselves this big derby win. Into the dressing room, I want to say the media are giving you a lot of credit. Go put on a worthy display. Everyone seems motivated except Curtis Jones. It's a big day all round. How much you look forward to taking on your rivals. It's a tremendous occasion. Any team changes? Of course there will be. And we're just going to go ahead and get into this. Really good side for United. If you want to pause it, take a look at that. That's a strong looking side for United. Dybala is in there, and Fernandes, and a bunch of other players who are just ridiculously good. So, nothing to be too concerned about. A win today really just keeps us in 6th because we have dropped those points against Chelsea, who now sit top of the table after beating us. But we're still in the hunt. We're still in the hunt for European place. That's what we're looking for. And if we can get into the Champions League, better still. Throw in for us, first highlight of the game and everything, and we've got to throw in with Jedvaj, who's going to look long down the line for Emi. Can he get a crossover? Plays it short to Suarez. Suarez back to Emi. Emi back to Suarez. Into Rodrigo, and Jones is there. Can't quite finish it. And Williams gets rid of it, but Koch heads it away. Rashford to Lautaro Martinez. And we've got to get back and cover this very quickly, or we're in trouble, and we're in trouble. We've got a goal down at Old Trafford. And our run of luck with Justin Bolo making impossible saves, saving us at the last minute, has run out, unfortunately. But, it's still early doors. I'm not losing faith just yet. I still think we can pull out a win against United. And I don't want to be proved wrong and end up conceding 6. That would be ideal. So let's hope that doesn't happen. Bilo picks up the ball in his box. There's a bit of a run through that didn't really show on camera, so that's life. Bilo hoofs it up top though, and Ibanez gets rid of it to Bentancur, to Bruno Fernandes over the top to Lautaro, and Lautaro has another go. Bilo this time makes the save. I've made a small tactical change. I've dropped the defence back. Hopefully that's going to make us a bit more stable for this one. Throw in now for United. Williams to Fernandes, back to Williams, down the line for Rashford. And we've got to do something about this. Fernandes tries to play it through, does play it through, and Williams through to Lautaro, and we can't get lucky twice. Lautaro Martinez off the assist from Brandon Williams, and we're 2-0 down. We're sinking without a trace, and I'm going to try and fire up the team because it's just unacceptable to collapse like this against United when you're a Leeds player. Be 2 derbies on the trot we've lost, and that's not really what we're looking for at all. I'd have liked it if Llorente could have maybe slid across Lautaro there, but I appreciate he's on a yellow card, might be want to take it a bit easy, but let's not take it that easy, Jedvaj with a throw-in, goes along into the box looking for Gelhardt, can't quite get his head there though, and Rashford now on the ball, and we've got to really try and stave away some trouble here. Llorente heads up back to Jedvaj, to Emi, to Jedvaj, ball over the top looking for Gelhardt, can't find him, but Rodrigo will pick it up. Rodrigo needs to play it away to Verba, and does. Verba, can he get a cross in here? Hopefully, back to Rodrigo, cross goes in, it's kind of bounced off everyone, it's found its way out to Lautaro, who's going to be looking to complete his hat-trick here. Emi, though, wins the ball back, Jedvaj, Koch, to Llorente, looking out wide to Ruan, to Rodrigo, and Rodrigo, ball over the top to really nobody, there was nobody there, and Fernandes to Bentancur, Lautaro on the ball again, we're not going to get back far enough, even with 4-on-1, Mason Greenwood is through, and Bentancur with a big pile driver from distance, and it just goes wide. Throw in now for us, and Verba goes short to Llorente, to Rodrigo, back to Verba, over the top looking for Ruan. Can Ruan get us back into some kind of good position? Jones has a pop, Gelhardt has a pop, Suarez has a pop, Greenwood finally hooks it away, but only as far as Jedvaj to Rodrigo. Rodrigo plays in Ruan to Gelhardt, and Gelhardt was looking for that overlap and couldn't quite find it. Rodrigo to Jones, Jones finds Gelhardt, whose first touch isn't great, but Curtis Jones is through, and Curtis Jones scores. And if you want a storyline for this match, the Liverpool loanee on loan to Leeds, scoring against Manchester United, has probably just made 2 sets of fans quite happy. And if we can follow that up by getting back into the game, we'll be doing magical things. And Curtis Jones may find himself with a small place in the history books. He already made history at Sunderland. Can he make history at Leeds? Free kick for Manchester United now. Maguire is going to take it. Plays it short to Bentancur. And out wide to Wan-Bissaka. And Dybala is through. And Greenwood. It's a hell of a team. This Lautaro Martinez completes his hat-trick, because of course he does. And now we're back to where we started. And Bilo really not having a great game for us today. He seems to be making too many errors. Finding himself out of position too much. I'm very aware that Gelhardt's not playing well, Rodrigo's not playing well, Verba's not playing well, Jedvai's not playing well. These are things I've got to address at half-time. I don't know how I'm going to do it. I really don't know how I'm going to do it. There must be a way to get us back into this game, but it's going to require some kind of creative yelling, I think. And I don't know what it's going to be. The media, no. I'm going to tell them that that wasn't good enough, and nothing's going to be achieved. So let's do some individual shouting. Because Gelhardt's not been great, Rodrigo not been great, Suarez, Buendia, Verba, Jedvai. I think I'm going to tell them that you've not been as bad as whatever, but whatever. Just improve. Just improve. That's what we're looking for, an improvement in the second half. Throw-in now for United. It's Williams taking it to Dybala, headed away by Jedvai, only as far as Bruno Fernandes, which is never where you want it to land. Ball goes wide to Bentancur, and we're really not pressing as well as we should be. Wan-Bissaka on the right-hand side. I mean, Lautaro Martinez was always going to get a fourth there. And we're in trouble, and it's going to be some fullbacks coming off, I think, because there's just nothing happening. There's nothing of note happening in our back four. And it's just been a bit disappointing. Well, I'm completely honest, it's just been disappointing. I mean, there should be a left-back here. There should be a left-back there, and then that doesn't happen. And that's unacceptable to me. And I don't know what else to do to change this. Throw in for us now, and Verba is going to take it and give the ball away. I saw that coming. Ruan wins it back to Verba, to Llorente, and back to Verba and Llorente, forward to Rodrigo. Rodrigo puts the ball over the top. Jones heads it on looking for Gelhardt. Can Joe Gelhardt save his game? No, he can't. He can't. He's definitely coming off in a minute because he's done nothing of note. Free kick for United. Fernandes takes it, whips it in. Bentancur gets a header, and it's 5-1. I've just made 3 subs. I've put Persin, Josime, and Kovnacki on. I could have taken off probably 4 more players quite happily had I been allowed, but unfortunately we are not allowed, so that's life. And I think we're just going to sink without trace here against United, and it's really disappointing to see because so many of our players today have been god-awful. Quite frankly, we're going to berate them because they've been god-awful. Goal kick for us now. Bilo short to Koch. Koch out wide to Jedvai, who has been slightly improved in the second half, maybe not to any great standard. Plays it forward looking for Kovnacki, and Kovnacki has a pop, and David Kovnacki gets himself a goal, and his pace is coming very, very useful there. Can he be the guy that inspires us to get 3 more goals? I don't think so, but, we're happy to let him try because nobody else on our team seems to have any ideas, and that was good Route 1 football. Jedvai saw Kovnacki in the box, or on the way to the box, played it in front of him. Just Route 1 stuff. Happy days. Corner for United. Fernandes takes it, puts it into the box, headed away by Thibaut Persin. There's no one there to pick it up. Is anyone going to try and chase this down? I think that's Leon Bailey on the ball, just to make matters a bit more difficult. Back to De Gea. We should be pressing. We're not pressing. Maguire to Williams. Williams options forward, finds Martial, who's just come on, which is always good when they can bring on Martial from the bench. Williams to Marcos Antonio, who has a pop, and it's just wide, and that's gone for a goal kick. Throw for us now, it's with Jedvai, short, looking for Rodrigo, doesn't find him, of course, because that'd be too easy. Koch plays it back to Bilo, and Bilo will play it to Llorente. Llorente back to Bilo, which is dangerous football. Ball goes deep forward, and Kovnacki gets his head to it, heads it down to Ruan, who's just not been great today. Has a chance to redeem himself, but not if he's going to shoot like that. I don't know what that was. De Gea gathers that up easily, and now they're back on the attack, and it's Leon Bailey running at us, and that means we're in real trouble. Ball goes out wide for Martial. Our defence is all over the place, which is probably a sign we're about to concede a 6th. And of course we do. And I think we can safely say we're not finishing top 4 because we have struggled against United and Chelsea now. I'm fairly sure we've played City and struggled, and if we haven't, we will. So I think we can probably kiss top 4 goodbye. We're trying to sneak into Europe through the back door, I think, this season. And United doing an absolute number on us. I'm just hoping this isn't the kind of result that gets you sacked as Leeds manager, quite frankly. As United get into the corner, Fernandes headed away by Jedvaj, who only seems to do things when we least need him to. I say that, he has got an assist, that's unfair. Wan-Bissaka on the ball. Can we get rid of this again? We can't. Lataro's headed it over the bar, and there's 10 minutes left to play, and I'm going to yell at the team again because I just like yelling at them. Throw fresh, Jedvaj looking to go long into the box, and we've got ourselves a goal somehow. I couldn't really see because of the tiny people, but Curtis Jones has somehow slid that ball into the net. Let's see if we can see what happens here. Jedvaj goes long, Maguire misses his header, De Gea kind of misses everything, and Curtis Jones just slides a boot in, and it's 6-3. It's a thriller, even if it's not a win. And that is full time. It finishes 6-3. And, I mean, at least our strikers, this midfield's been garbage, but at least our strikers performed. Our defenders have done okay. We've really lost this game in midfield. We're going to say we're the underdogs out there. You gave your best, but I am going to have to do some yelling at these 4 guys in midfield who've really, really not done well. I'm not happy with your performance, and I suggest you buck your ideas up, boys, because that was embarrassing. Quite frankly, it was embarrassing all the way through. And anyway, I guess we are going to go and wrap things up now. We're going to see if we get a media interview, because I'm sure we will. I'm sure it'll be full of excitement, and hopefully we're going to see we don't get fired. We should check we're not going to get fired for that. That's probably a good plan. That result will obviously be a disappointment. What did you make of your team's performance today? I think this is going to be we were really poor today. On a single side, I can see goals, but Martial's goal was sensational, I guess. In fact, I think what's going to be, I wasn't happy defensively, quite frankly, because that sums up my feelings. Let's go very quickly back to the news page. Make sure that hasn't got us fired, because we're in the middle of a transfer window. I can bring in some changes. Doesn't look like we're getting fired for that, which is strong. So, we are going to come back literally for the next game of this 4 back-to-back and hopefully bounce back with a win, because we are playing Watford in the FA Cup 3rd round. In fact, it's going to be 5 back-to-back because we've also got the semi-final of the League Cup, which I forgot was happening, against Villa. So, we will come back for that Watford game in the next episode. But in the meantime, guys, let's just let's wrap things up. You can find me on socials below. I'm on Twitter, Insta and Patreon at ChasingLamely. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe, which is there somewhere. Magic graphic there will remind you to subscribe and ring the bell, select all notifications. You'll be told when I go live with the FM Premier League. And until next time, guys, thanks for watching. I have, as always, been Chasing Lamely, and I'll see you all very soon. Have a good one.